So originally I wanted to do an intro skit with me in a TAF cosplay, but the cosplay isn't done yet, but I want to start to work on this video finally, so I'm blaming you for it.
Friendly reminder, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Go to the nearest person and bite into it like an apple to give them psychological damage.
Anyways, hello my little dronies. How has been your day been going? That's not proper English, but I don't care to re-record this part. I want to jump right into action. Possibly a mistake, because this video won't be as long, but who cares? It's my video and I have been a long time gone. And video production will definitely slow down over the time, so shorter videos it is. And basically, some time ago, I don't know when this video will release, but I had R-4's birthday on the 22nd of November. And for that, I'm kind of making now an annual fanart contest, because it's not really the birthday of my channel, but it's the birthday of my channel mascot, so basically it kind of flows together. Like the PNGs I'm using in the background are there to represent me as a real life person, and R-4 is still my YouTube persona and my YouTube character and also her own character. But I'm going to make this now annually, that every year we have like a video like this and a fanart competition. First time there were a lot more participants, but this time it's a lot fewer. It's to be expected honestly, but this time I tried a different approach. Instead of letting the community rate it or just me going off a gut feeling, I have a rating system of like where I can give 1 to 5 points in terms of quality, effort put in, how accurate is it to the actual character, like does the personality fit, or how you drew her, would it fit to the personality we have for R-4, and in general just creativity. Like I had everything open to the people. It just was for R-4's birthday, so how creative did you get with just the prompt of drawing R-4? It could even have been with your own OCs or other OCs. So let's see what people have cooked up. And right away the first one will be Boombob3D. Once again, he did an amazing job while drawing this, and just saying to say it in general, but all of the artists did great work and the art is really beautiful from any of them. Just because I rank one lower than the other doesn't mean it's objectively better or I like it worse. It's just for purposes of entertainment in this video. Anyways, to his drawing, and I would like to talk instantly about the point quality, as you can't really complain much. I mean, there's coloring, it's made digitally, and the line art is really nice, the coloring is nice, the shading is everywhere. The only point where I can complain a little bit is that the lighting maybe a bit small. Like obviously it's there a bit, but it's hard to see. If you look at the background where BB3's head is, you can see a little bit of his head visors glowing, but it's quite hard to make out, especially like for R-4's eyes. I don't know if it's a real point of criticism, but the thing is, like, it's robots with literal LED lights for screens. Like it would be very bright just in general, so I feel like that could have been exaggerated a bit more. But overall there's nothing to complain about here. I would say 4 out of 5. Next up is creativity, and honestly, with like being the prompt of R-4 and the context of it being her birthday, it's quite an easy idea to have her like at a birthday party, more or less. However, I do like that the birthday cake is kind of like oil and metal or something, and that it has like, it's the only drawing that includes other characters besides R-4, which being BB3 and Luz. So I'm giving bonus points for that, but still I would say that idea itself isn't the most creative, so like a 3 out of 5 for how accurate it is to R-4's personality. I mean, she's kind of smiling, which she doesn't often do, so it's bonus points for that. And overall her design, it looks like her, it's recognizable as her. The thing is though, the only reason I'm not giving this like, let's say 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 actually, is because like most of her body is covered, so you can actually see much of her. But Boombob recently, it's just a bit of unfortunate timing, had like an updated design of how he draws Murderon's characters, and just like comparing how he could have drawn R-4 if he went with that style instead of this one, which both of them are accurate, but this one just blows the other one out of the water. This is why I would only say like 2 out of 5 instead of 5 out of 5, because like, I don't know how to say it without sounding mean, but like he kind of showed after finishing the drawing that he could have done it better. I don't know. And lastly, effort put in. Like I said, he lighted it, he made it digitally, he made like very nice shading. Overall there's nothing to complain about, but the thing is like also it's mainly covered by the desk and you can't even see the lower part of any of the characters. And also like while shading is there and stuff, like it's kept to a very minimal minimal level. I don't know, it fits with his art style, so I can't take too many points off, but it's still a very simple drawing, so I would say 3 out of 5. Man, criticizing friends' drawings is harder than I thought. Anyways, I have right now recorded one part for 3 minutes, so I need to hurry up a bit, even though this is surprisingly difficult. Anyways, now the first entry of Elise the City Artist was this one. She later made on a second one, but because there's not too many entries in general, I include both of them. And the second one will definitely be higher rated than this one, as I would give it like a 3 out of 5 in quality, because at itself it's like interesting to look at, but there's some things like that are a bit off. And even like I said with Boom Bob, I feel like it could be drawn better even in her style. Most things like quality and accuracy and effort put in kind of overlap sometimes, but it feels like this one was a bit more quickly finished before actually putting effort and time into it. So I would give the quality like a 3 out of 5. While in creativity, I honestly kind of like what she did there with R4 being like, I mean, her face is kind of not visible and she's looking at a rose. That is, I think, a very nice thing, as like roses always symbolize something with thorns and a beautiful flower at the top, but spiky thorns at the bottom. And also, if you look at the background, actually, I don't know if she has drawn it herself, I assume not, but it's like a whirlwind pattern with her watermark written all over it. While you have zoomed out, it looks like a staticky background, which adds to the theming a lot, but if you zoom in, you can actually recognize those two patterns. And honestly, in my opinion, I like this so much, this bumps it up to a like 4 out of 5. But now to accuracy and effort. Like I said, for effort, I feel like this was more quickly rushed out as a sense of time pressure. And I like the theming of it, it's very atmospheric, but I don't think it's a drawing that had taken lots of time to put in. I would say I would give it more points if I knew the background was actually like hand drawn, but just what I can see is that the signature was hand drawn once and then copy pasted basically, and that the drawing itself was hand drawn, obviously, but I don't know if she made the background or something, so I would only give a 1 out of 5 there. But for the accuracy, I do like it. Like there's some details that are nice there, like the ventilation on her arms and also her collar, but overall her like head shape is a little bit off, which I don't like to point out. But also stuff like her shoulders, which are spiky. I mean, at least she included the shoulder holes, that's something. But I'm going to say this a lot today, that R4 has like spiky shoulders, which are part of her upgrade. Normally the Semilons has like round shoulders for movement, but R4 has like the ball joints with added spikes covering on top. I probably have some image in the background to better represent it, but it's an important part of her character, as like this is the points that actually sticks out a lot, and it's how I used to draw her with like spiky shoulders. Originally she just had normal shoulders in lore, but I drew it so badly so it kind of looked off, but I kind of kept it just as a lore feature of her like upgrading herself in the redesign as a nice nod to the original design. So I feel like those shoulders are like an important feature to include for me. And personally, the last detail that is missing is like her core, which R4 has an enlarged core, and she wears her jacket, I don't even know what it is, open wide, so you can always see at least like the tip of it or something. Sometimes it's hidden, but how it's drawn here, it's also kind of widely open, so that one is missing too. So I originally gave it like a 2 out of 5, but I just realized there are two like little lines in the bottom which are supposed to symbolize for second tails, which honestly bumps it up. I mean, it's not even the official submission anymore, but still I would say like 2.5 out of 5, which I forgot to say the total score for the first one, didn't I? And Elise only got 10 out of 20 points, but again she has a second submission later on, which is the main one. I just wanted to show this off. Anyways, I was about to say Caffymaffy, but you're not a crafting table, you're Caffymaffy, or however you say your name. In quality, I would like to complain about something just for educational purposes, to show like these videos are in general, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but like I'm criticizing art to help the artists themselves and watching artists to see like what people watch in their arts. And personally, I would like to criticize something, but I actually can't. Like, it's very stylized, of course, but the stuff I could point out, like if you zoom in very closely, you can see she drew over one line, or if you zoom in very closely, you can see one of the lines not adding up. or this specific part is drawn a bit weirdly, but it's like, it feels like searching for mistakes that just aren't there, simply. While honestly, for most drawings, even mine, if you zoom in enough, you're always going to find a single pixel mistake, which this is just the reason why I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 of quality, because I can't see any actual mistakes in like the drawing, as like there's nothing in terms of quality that I could improve. It's like, again, something I need to point out, quality isn't realism, because many people confuse something. Quality is what techniques you're using to make a drawing the best it can. If a drawing is stylized, you can use as many stylized techniques as you want to improve the quality. If a drawing is realistic, you can use as many realistic techniques to make it more realistic. But creativity wise, I have to take a few points away, honestly, as like it's first of all a redrawing of a redrawing, as the original is from a video I had with Boombob3D showing our friendship and stuff like that, and she had redrawn this already once, which I was surprised how good it's looking, and I think I have it mentioned in a different video, but she redrawn it again. So like, it's not an original idea anymore, it's a redrawn of a redrawn. So I say like, for every redraw I draw off 1 point, so make it 3 out of 5, but still I like the idea. I'm going to say it once again, accuracy 4 out of 5, everything fits except that the shoulders are missing again. Like, I know it's a bit nitpicky of me, but for me it's like there are 1, 2, 3 details in R-4's design that are very important to me in general, so including them is something that matters to me in terms of accuracy. But lastly, the effort put in, I mean, just look at the drawing. There's like even a second mirror image in the background, I don't know how even to call it, but like there's lighting, there's the hair is shaded individually, and overall it looks so good. The thing is, she was the first one to finish the drawing, even like in, I don't even think 24 hours before I make the announcement. So it's surprisingly quickly, and it gives me a little suspicion how much effort she actually had put in it, but there's nothing really I can point out that she didn't try her best. So I'm saying 4 out of 5 is something that is solidly on. But now to Elise's real submission, and it blew me out of the water because I know what she draws regularly, and this is definitely like not 1 step up, but like 4 of them. This is why I can say like confidently 5 out of 5 for like quality, as of course it doesn't have like really shading, or it doesn't have like coloring, but it's on a different medium at first, it's drawn on paper. But again, what I said, it's about the stylized, how you can stylize it more, and I feel like how I know her normal art and how I can recognize it, that the quality of this one is really well done. For creativity, I was honestly debating on giving it another 5 out of 5, but I ended up on 4 out of 5, as, I mean, I don't even know what it is, but like the dress or the outfit she's wearing is absolutely breathtaking. She has like a halo behind her and some form of wedding gown that ends up into flowers. It reminds me a lot of Eternal Sugar Cookie from Cookie Run Kingdom, but the thing in creativity is like, how did you come up with this idea? And I can't even find any, it's not a negative, it's actually a positive, that I can't find any reason why she would have come up with the idea, as like it's such a thing I was unexpected and creative to do. Next up is the accuracy, and this one is way better, as like all the details are included. The lights on her legs, the 2 tails in the background, I feel like it was a last minute addition if you look where she drawn them, but I'm not judging. The hair is really good, everything, the metal details and stuff like that. Of course you can detail her original outfit. The thing is, I'm going to be petty about this, her shoulders once more, that's why it's only a 4 out of 10. I can't take away points from others and then not do it for those, so like I can only give it a 4 out of 5 this time. But effort yet again, it's breathtaking. Like even with some background details that was really not necessary. Not that it's not wanted, but like it would have been enough to have the drawing in itself already. I would say like a 4 out of 5. As like, even though it's drawn on paper, you can experiment with with lighting and shading and stuff like that. But there's also like texture to every surface. So I can't really complain too much about that. And it looks really good no matter what I try to point out. And I mean, her overall score is still 17 out of 20, which would make it for the last one very difficult to overtake. So even though I've taken away a few points for minor details, it's still one of the best scores so far. So it's not too bad that I had taken away these points. But for the last drawing, or better to say, the last one isn't actually just a drawing, it's an animation, which now after rating it, it should probably not have allowed that in comparison, as like the thing is I allowed everything, but in the aftermath how everyone just did drawings and now I have one animation, it's kind of difficult to rate on the same way. It's like in terms of quality and effort, of course an animation will be different to a drawing, but I'm just trying my best here, and in the end this is just for fun and not like it really matters. But for the quality personally, I have included the drawing itself and how the editing included in the entire picture. It's just basically R-4 vibing. If you have the still image, which I'm going to put on screen somewhere, I hope. I really like the sassy expression, and overall with the editing and stuff edited in post, I'm an editor myself, so I feel like this is one of the best things you can do, so 5 out of 5 for the qualities. Creativity, there isn't like anything too special I can point out that I would say, yeah, that's a creative idea, as like it's a Murderons OC, it's a absolute solver symbol, and R4 is basically a bit vibing, dancing. As the fact that it's an animation, it's not just simply one picture of R4 standing in nothingness, but I'm saying like 2 out of 5 would be accurate. I don't want to go in too much detail because this video is already way too long. So accuracy, again, personally the artist has told me that they kinda use a modified version of R4 or a like stylized version of R4, which personally I do like a lot, but it would be unfair for me to give 5 out of 5 points just because I have mentioned it time and time again that I have taken away points from the others for the shoulders. In terms of the accuracy, so I would have to do this again and just can give a 4 out of 5, but spiritually we can give it a 5 out of 5, but again I have to be fair in this. And in terms of effort put into it, of course it's an animation, but the thing is like it's not really frame by frame, but it's done with like puppeteering. I don't know what it's called, and I'm not into animating myself, even though I would like to be, so I know it could have been more effortless. Not like to downplay the effort that was put in there, as like I couldn't do it myself, but I feel like giving it a 5 out of 5 just because of the fact that it's an animation would be kinda unfair. So I would say 4 out of 5 is still accurate and gives it a total points of 15, which is still very solid, and honestly probably a bit biased on my part, but I still like it a lot. Like all of these submissions in this video, I'm going to have like the list of the winners on the screen right now. Again, nobody got under 10 points, which basically everyone got at least half of the points, which should show how everyone is an amazing artist here and everyone basically deserves a prize here. But for entertainment's sake and also to keep it fair, this was structured in a contest way, so we have to have winners, but trust me, there are no losers here. I announced that I'm going to give out a prize for this one specifically, the first one I do. I specifically don't want to give away money. Important thing is I could give away money, but I personally think it encourages the wrong kind of audience or kind of contest, as like I can give away money, but then random people that might not even be interested in my community just jump on the trend to try to win money. If I actually grow larger and stuff like that, I definitely am willing to trade out money. But for the winner of this one, I had the idea, hey, how about like a free commission? I draw whatever you want, as long as it's somewhat safer work. And I kind of announced it under like it was a bit drowned out. I don't know if they all had like the idea in the head while doing this, but yeah, congratulations to Elise. The little silly one now has a free request from me. I don't know if you actually remembered that, but now if you're watching this, you can request something from me. This is where the YouTube community probably will see it in the posts whenever I finish the drawing. But for this video, I would end it now. I realized for the last part, I used 5 minutes again, and the raw recording right now is 20 minutes. I wanted this to be a shorter video because I don't have much time editing. I need to learn how to get to the point quicker. This is why I'm just going to hope that everyone watching this has a great day. Drink some water, get enough sleep, and remember,